Hello. We've seen a lot of comments online asking who's behind New Forest Together. So we thought it was about time my wife and I introduced ourselves.
Hello, I'm Emily.
And I'm James. And we set up New Forest Together because we're genuinely worried about what the government's decision means for the waterside and for the New Forest community as a whole. Before we go any further, we want to be really clear about what the government has actually announced. And it isn't a small change. The proposal is to break up the New Forest district as we know it as part of local government reorganisation, LGR. Large parts of the New Forest, including the waterside, Totton and areas of the national park such as here on this side of the district, will be placed into a large new urban-centred authority dominated by Southampton and Eastleigh called South Hampshire.
The rest of the district, the central and western New Forest, would be merged into a completely different authority called Mid Hampshire. This includes places like Lyndhurst and Ringwood, where I'm originally from. So the forest as we know it today, one district, one community, one identity, would be split in two and lost.
When the announcement came out, people were rightly shocked, they were confused and worried. And when we spoke to a few of the local councillors, it felt like the fight had gone out of them. And we understand why, but we're not prepared to sit back and do nothing.
The waterside is every bit as much a part of the New Forest as Brockenhurst, Ashurst, Branscombe, New Milton, Fordingbridge or Lymington. We're a semi-rural coastal community, part of the same forest family. We sit in a delicate balance between the city to the east
and the national park to the west. And this decision, well, it risks tipping that very fine balance completely. If the waterside is absorbed into a city-centred authority, we're genuinely worried about what that means for development pressures, planning decisions and the future of a community that partly sits within and partly right on the edge of the New Forest National Park.
Once that balance is lost, it's incredibly hard to get back.
So here's what this campaign is actually seeking to achieve.
The petition isn't just a petition. It's a way of putting real pressure on NFDC councillors from all parties who have already been sympathetic to the concerns people are raising.
We're asking them to push for three clear outcomes. Firstly, for NFDC to seek a formal council's opinion. That's a qualified public law barrister who needs to be engaged to assess whether the government's decision meets its own criteria. We believe it doesn't, and NFDC expert legal advice needs to be had to confirm whether a judicial review is possible.
Second, if council confirms that the criteria haven't been met, NFDC should challenge the decision. If at least 3 of the 5 government criteria have been broken, as we believe they have, then a judicial review is a proper, lawful next step.
And third, for NFDC to stand up for the New Forest as one community. That includes working with Test Valley, who also risk losing Chilworth, Nursing and Roundhams to Southampton as part of the LGR.
This is about making sure the voice of the forest is heard properly, clearly and loudly. In just 48 hours, more than 1,100 of you have joined the community page.
And amazingly, over 2,100 of you have already signed the petition. That is an incredible response, and it shows just how much people care about this issue.
This is people power, and it's working.
Please follow our page, share the posts, sign the petition, and help us keep the New Forest together. Thank you.